You gotta get intro music or a series of loud, just painful air horns.
Okay, that's how we're starting it this week. Welcome
Or-
to the Legendary League of Legends podcast.
Or my voice just, but like really like just turn the volume up on the dial
So week
to the
four,
point where it like destroys the quality.
can we start the show?
Yes.
So week 4 of the LCS is just concluded.
Come and gone. So quick. Fleeting.
I think everyone's a little bit surprised. So this week I want to try something different when we get to the match results. I want to talk about the TSM TL match specifically, and then something that surprised us. This way
You
we don't
didn't
just go
tell me
through every
that, so
single
now I
game.
have to think up very quickly something that surprised me.
I only thought of it
really-
like 2 hours ago, and I haven't thought of
Oh,
one
you
either.
didn't. You could have texted me. Okay. Well, I'll do my darndest to think of something that surprised me in the next 15 minutes. I
mean,
guess.
100 Thieves went
I
0-2.
Okay. All right, I have like three things. Let's get this bread. All right.
So how was this week? What'd you think?
You start.
Okay. I thought it was pretty good. I really liked this week. I'd be wearing my TSM shirt right now if it wasn't in the wash.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, you seemed like you had a good week. To be
I
fair,
had a great week. Yeah, it was real
I
good.
also had a pretty good week. Game-wise, some of a couple more than I would have liked of these games were stomps. Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but it wasn't even that fun watching like 100 Thieves versus Fox. It's just like, oh, cool. Game's
They just
over.
fucking
6-6-6.
ended this shit.
It's like, okay, 10k gold lead, 4 Drakes, 10 kills, fuck it.
Mr. 500 still going strong. Fucking
Mr.
love
500,
it. On that shit,
meme
me
does
and High,
continue.
we know it.
Is he up to 16 or 17?
I think
last week
that's
was 16.
No, this is
that was
16,
last week, because
I think.
last week they were talking about him having 15 unbroken.
I don't know.
But this is great. This is my... Mr. 500 is still strong. That, of course, not a surprise, so does not count later.
No. We even picked in prediction of Mr. 500.
We did.
Out.
We literally actively...
We're like,
chose,
we don't think they'll actually win. But
we
Mr.
have to.
500.
But we have to.
Because
It
Fox
is,
isn't going to beat C9.
obligated. No. No, they have.
So they have to beat 100 Thieves, or
They
we'll break the
did.
record. I can't believe they beat 100 Thieves.
They
Like,
did.
oh
They
my god.
Fucking did. Anyway, that's for
I
later.
think Jarvan's pretty good. To be honest, I don't think Rush played it amazingly.
No.
He missed a
I will
couple
say-
flag and drags from what I noticed.
You know what really wasn't played well? Yorick.
Oh yeah, Yorick. Oh yeah.
Yorick
Oh
or
my god.
Riot?
So do we want to go right into the TSM TL matchup right now?
That's your call, buddy.
No, let's go. Let's just go right into it. It's the most interesting matchup.
Should
this
we?
week.
Well, how about we do some of the things on the... How about we do the Phreak thing and the meta thing first?
okay, you
because
wanna
it
do
would
the
not
Phreak
make
thing?
sense to break up the flow that way.
Okay, so let's talk about the Phreak thing. All right, so on the desk this week, they had the punishment for guessing wrong to
Handcuffed to Phreak for 24 straight hours.
you got handcuffed to Phreak for a day, and I'm just like, there's no way they're actually doing this. But dear Lord, I hope they make something funny from it.
Yeah, dear Lord, I can't wait to see that skit. I can't wait.
Oh my god, that's gonna be a fucking laugh riot. So the question that I proposed this week was, how would you spend 24 hours with Phreak?
I wouldn't handle it well. I'll tell you that. Here's my thing. I really am not a big pun fan. So when I would, if
It's
I
a
were
great
to be
punishment
forced-
then.
Actually, I'm quitting this show. I quit. Here's the thing. Spending 24 hours with Phreak, I think, would be, like, very cool for, like, 2 hours. And then it would, I think, set in that I couldn't leave for another 22 hours. And so I would be uncomfortable. I would not be stoked. Definitely play some Warcraft 3, because he's good at that game.
But you gotta play
and I would-
one-handed, otherwise this is gonna be a whole thing.
No, I can limp up. I can limp up the left way. Whatever. I assume I'm like, I don't know. I would love to try some tandem ARAMs with Phreak.
Oh, that would actually be rather interesting. Oh,
That
no,
would be fun.
that's what I'd do. I'd stream tandem with Phreak all day.
That would be good.
A
That'd be very
24-hour
good.
tandem stream with Phreak. I play the mouse, he plays the keys. That's it. That'd be perfect. That'd get me loads of views. Actually, that's a great idea. I'm doing that.
Did you really not think of that immediately?
I didn't. I really didn't. I didn't realize the amount of views potential in Phreak.
Yeah,
But
that's that marketing.
Taking views out of the equation, I would probably take Mark's idea he set on the desk and just start chugging NyQuil.
That's funny. Well, see, I don't even stream. Like, I would be just doing it for fun. I also like Mark's idea of just like fuck it, just get the D&D gag over.
That works too.
24-hour session. Hope to God at no
like
point you have to go like take a shit.
Oh, that would be weird. God,
it would be, especially if you have a small bathroom.
Especially since I don't know Phreak.
I don't think it would. I mean, it would maybe be a little less weird if you do it, but it definitely. Yeah, that would be great.
No, it would.
So my answer is Tandem League of Legends.
I'm gonna stream that shit. I'm gonna stream that shit all day. Get all the views.
Of course you are. So, new AD items, Anthony. How do they affect the meta? Is it better?
Ezreal's still broken.
These are facts.
Ezreal
However,
and Lucian are still strong picks, even with the crit items. But it did make it so that picking crit was a better option. But don't go Callista.
that is true.
Don't pick Callista.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think overall that they crit marksman seems stronger, but I mean, the item changes I don't think touched Ezreal at all.
They didn't touch Ezreal. They didn't do anything but give Lucian more options.
No,
and they only gave Kai'Sa more options.
They didn't do enough to outweigh Ezreal's power for the other crit marksman. So marksman-wise, like, even though he didn't directly benefit, Ezreal's still really strong, and he's still really, really pickable, first pickable, blind pickable, because he's so insane, and he can still match up with anyone, really.
The only thing I think that's going to push down Lucian is that, especially in the NALCS, at least in the beginning weeks, it's been coming down. But the game time has been rather long. It was like 5 minutes longer than most other regions. And that's why I think Lucian didn't have as much priority, even though he had ban priority.
I agree.
So,
and that's why I think we saw more stuff like Sivir or Xayah, which has a tendency to shine greater in the late game.
Yeah, especially since they gave them cooldown back. Phreak on the stream was also talking about this build on Sivir, where you go Essence Reaver into IE and then into Phantom Dancer.
Yep, that's the build. That's super good.
I was playing it a little bit in solo queue because I only got to play like 3 fucking games of AD carry, so I got to try this once and got my shit kicked in. But it's actually pretty good. It gives you really good wave clear.
As someone who plays only AD carry, I'll tell you it's quite strong. It gives you good wave clear, it gives you good CDR, and it helps a lot with some of your issues, and especially in the early to mid. And going right into Phantom Dancer, I mean,
it gives you more survivability.
Insane crit pretty quickly.
It's
really good dueling power.
Yeah, it's a pretty good buff to Sivir. They are nerfing her in the 9.4 patch notes that I don't think we're gonna get into until next week.
Rest in peace, dude. It was fun while it lasted.
They didn't touch Ezreal.
No, which is shocking, but we can talk about that another time.
I don't understand why they did that. But yeah, I think Caitlyn is being a little bit slept on. I think she's gonna have some more lane power, especially over Lucian, who she can poke out a little bit. And I think
she loses to Kai'Sa pretty badly.
It's probably mid game, and she's easier to dive with Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and I think that Kai'Sa is still, especially, I think your 2 power picks right now are 100% Kai'Sa Ezreal. Lucian, like we talked about a little bit falling off. Sivir is really, really strong if they pick Ezreal, allows you to mitigate some of the harass and do something about Ezreal early game. But Kai'Sa, I think, is still really very much up there. And I think Kai'Sa, in terms of crit marksman, you have to be able to deal with Kai'Sa, which Ezreal can do. He's not a crit marksman. And I think it's kind of hard for Caitlyn to handle her.
The other thing is I don't think they're playing team comps that really work well with Caitlyn. You have to kind of be very front to back, CG. Like, she works well with Zoe, of all things.
Yeah. I don't think there are many good options for Caitlyn right now, though. just like looking at a lot of the way these comps are drafted. And I don't think that there's any pressure to draft around Caitlyn specifically or draft around the AD role right now. On this patch, there are so many good crit marksmen. There is Ezreal. There are all these things open for you that it doesn't feel like you need to be building a team around Caitlyn or it's an instant loss, right? So because you don't need to be building around her and the teams you're building don't really suit her, I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of her unless the other lanes or roles see a little bit of a change or like the general comps of the teams change. Or maybe I'm wrong and she's actually just like sleeper busted. But
well, the thing is people hate seeing Caitlyn because Caitlyn just shoves a lane and destroys turrets, which is kind of what she's designed to do a little bit. But I think Tristana might also come up because of how much damage she can deal to turrets and how important getting plates are. It's going to make ganking bot lane very valuable.
Tristana, and I think we're going to see even more Ashe moving forward just because Ashe's siege is so strong. And the ability to get plates early, I mean, it's free gold, dog. Like, if you can shove that lane and you can get a plate, bam, 80 gold, 160, 80 gold, 80 gold, and you're getting bank off that, dog.
Yeah, Ashe is really strong, especially with Hawkshot and her ultimate being really good.
Makes her so hard to gank.
I think, was it Sneaky this week who fired his ultimate, like, through the wall on top turret, blue side, by, like, at the tier 2 turret at the
Sneaky did not play Ashe this week.
Did he not? Who did I see that did that?
Sneaky played Xayah against Optic and Sivir against Fox.
Either way, I saw somebody fire their ult through the wall, like, just inside of it, so you cannot see it, and then just come out and hit somebody as they were trying to siege their tier 2 top turret. And I'm just
Bang,
like, why?
Definitely played it twice.
It might have been Bang.
Bang played it twice. No one else played it. Bang and Definitely are the only players who played Ashe this week.
Regardless, she has a lot of fight
She's
potential.
So much utility, and it's gonna, like you said, ganking is a priority for the team that has the Ashe or the Tristana, especially the Tristana. But it's also a priority to gank against them to shut them down. Ashe, incredibly difficult to gank, not only because LCS players actually ward on like solo queue bot lanes, but because of your Hawkshot and because of the sort of coordinated jungle tracking, becomes much harder to sneak up on her.
Yeah, it's going to be really easy for her to keep track of the jungler with the combined efforts of the support and the jungler. Lots of 100%. Control on the map means she's going to be definitely a presence.
Definitely a siege-heavy presence. So I think that handles that topic, unless there's anything else. Do you think this challenges the Draven ban? So, because we have been seeing a lot of Draven bans coming in.
I think they've been target bans, though, to players who play Draven specifically. Like Arrow, they've been target banning him with Draven.
That makes sense. No, that's fair. But do you think that this changes, right? Like, because now I feel like Draven
got
is
better.
still... I think Draven got better. I think Draven got better than he was, but I think everyone else got better too. But right? And they got way better than they were. So I feel like the gap between Draven...
better. And that's where Draven kind of wins and tries to snowball
right.
the match.
No, that's... You're right. Okay. No, you're right. I was... wishful thinking.
Like, Draven and Lucian are kind of in the same basket as early to mid-game champions. And yes, Draven has a crazy amount of damage late game, but he has no escapes. His escapes is the whatever the hell, stand aside.
I mean, neither does Ashe or Sivir really, but
Sivir has a lot more escapes than either of those. But Ashe is...
Well, she's mobile, she's fast, but she doesn't have like...
Ashe has a lot more pick. Yeah, Ashe has a lot more pick than Draven does.
That's true.
All right, so do we want to move on to TSM Elvis?
TSM versus Team Liquid. All right, I'm gonna let you get in on this one. After I say, "Oh, Megalo, Yuriko, Megalo."
That first pick.
Now you can say whatever you want.
That first pick.
Oh shit! They did first pick that, didn't they? There's my surprise. There's my surprise. Oh my god!
They first picked Yorick with Jax up, and I'm just like, why?
What's wild is Impact is SKT Jax anyway.
I'm just...
Anyway.
I don't understand. Like, what is their...
I want TL to go to the World Finals.
Okay.
I want TL to win the World Finals, and I want Impact to demand a TL Yorick skin. And then I become a Yorick one-trick. Every lane, I don't care. Yorick only.
Okay, here is TL's comp. Yorick, Lee Sin... Sivir,
Syndra,
and Fuck, Alistar.
Alistar.
What is that comp trying to do? Are they trying to...
I have no idea.
Are they trying to split push team fight into Jax and a pick comp?
I have no idea. Their comp is... It's a sloppy one there,
TSM's
dude.
comp has the most powerful split pusher in the entire game. Maybe second to Yorick, but that implies Yorick does anything in his lane and doesn't hand over 3 kills to Jax. They have Sejuani, who's really good at picking, really tanky, and really good at taking
And pretty
Baron.
good into Lee Sin early.
Yep.
Hard for him to duel her.
You have Zoe, who is really good
Great
poke,
picks.
great for picking, and then you have Kaisa, another great pick comp, a really good for a little bit of poke, just so that they have options to dive in. And then you have Thresh, another pick champ. This is 4 pick champs into a team fight comp with a split push. So and the pick comp is really good at drowning Baron down. How on earth is TL supposed to do anything? TSM can just poke them out and not care the entire time.
That's kind of the problem, is that they didn't, right? Like, other than die a bunch, like, what did they do?
They picked a team fight split push comp into a comp that does Baron faster. Like, you can't do that. Sivir doesn't have a lot of DPS for Baron by comparison to Kaisa. And neither does Syndra. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and I feel like I'd rather have a Jax for my Baron rush than a Yorick.
And yeah, Yorick just sort of fell over and became useless. Doublelift is just sort of like sitting here like, who are these boosted monkeys and why am I playing sustained team fight damage champions with them?
I was happy to see Spirit Shojin on Jax in the pro play.
I want that item gone because I have to build it.
It's really good on Jax.
It's really good on Jax. Did you know that you can get multiple counter strikes off inside of like 5 seconds if you take Spear of Shojin and spam W?
Yeah, and that's why it's insane.
Oh my god, he's just fucking running circles around Yorick. How do you let this shit happen?
How do you first pick Yorick in 2019, dude? Like, oh no, dude. Dude.
I have no words for this team comp from TL over here.
The draft was definitely rough, and it didn't get much better from there. Do you want to dive into the gameplay, talk about some specific moments? Did you have anything in mind?
I mean, they had no idea how to play their split push. They have a theoretically better split pusher, but they couldn't play around it because Jax snowballed ahead of him so hard that he didn't care. Like, what was the final gold difference? I can't tell from here. Well, I mean between those two.
Yeah, and
it's 2 items. JJ. The whole difference is 2 items. It's like 6,000 gold between the two, and 80 farm. Like, he just flew right past them.
Yeah, they got ahead-ish early bot lane too. Well, no, they didn't. It was pretty even, but Court JJ died early, and
the match history page is available now. Oh, thank God, they finally made this happen.
It was a late first Drake on this one. Looks like oh wow, it's quite late.
Yeah, they took a late. No, that's not that late. It's kind of late, but it's like around 11.
12 minutes?
No, it's 11 minutes.
No, it's not.
I'm looking at the match history.
It's 11:54.
I don't know why it's so close.
11:54 is pretty late.
I don't know. Like, this scale might be a little off.
I mean, I have the VOD open. I'm looking at it.
I don't know. I'm wondering why this is off, though.
Check the fucking VOD, dude. And so 11:54, first straight goes to TL. But...
Yeah, but then TSM get a tower and Herald off of it. And they pick it up this time.
It's true.
Did you realize that was a strategy and a move you could do? You could pick up that Herald. God damn.
Did they not pick it up one time?
Yeah, they didn't pick it up last week.
Oh my god. I bet Reggie flamed them so hard.
I would have been so fucking pissed off. Oh
I bet Reggie flamed them so hard, dude.
Yeah, TL took a couple of turrets after that, but TSM were able to mostly trade back, I think.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
And then they just have Jax split push, and that's your win con. Like, that's it.
They had the push, and then they just had better fights, right? Like, I mean, when did they get... So, TL got their 4th kill when?
Well, the thing is Jax is always going to be a better team fighter than Yorick. Just because
I mean, nobody expected that to be otherwise.
But, like, how... that means you needed to win the split push and you didn't.
How long was the game?
The game total?
Yeah.
It was 26 minutes. 26:09.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that was.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 36:09. 36:09.
Okay, I was like, dang. So, oh my god, where is it? Hold on.
Well, at least Broken Blade can play Jax. I'm happy about that. Broken Blade playing Jax is probably the best thing that's going to happen to this team this split. What are you looking for?
Okay, so 18-13 is the last time TL gets a kill. Yike.
Then they just... Well, because TSM have so much poke, they don't need to care.
No, I know. Double lift with 100% kill participation. That game went 3-0-1. Smithy ending 0-5-3. Like, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, Bjergsen's pretty good at Zoe. Did you know that?
I did know that Bjergsen could play the Zoe piece. I don't think that was really surprising anyone, to be honest with you.
No, not really.
But this game was genuinely shocking. Obviously, you're a TSM fan, but we both picked TL.
I was very.
I will say
I'm not.
I mean, it's not super shocking. Like, I'll be honest. Like, if you had asked me, like, which teams were gonna beat TL, I would say it's probably gonna be C9 TSM. But
and you would have said 100 Thieves until you watched week 1.
And this week. But yeah, this was a shocking game. I will say I liked Double Lift's stream title. After this game, can't go 18-0, can't go 0-18 Pepe hands. Very good.
Oh my god! Watch this video, or we first pick Yorick again.
Yeah, that was a thing. You can watch this or we first pick Yorick. I want to see. Look, this is what I want. I want to see Smithy on the Sejuani for the Alties. I want to see Jensen on the Echo.
You don't want that! You don't
Shut
want
up!
that!
I want to see Jensen on Echo. I want to see Jensen on Echo. I want to see Double Lift on Vlad. I want to see Impact on Yorick. And I don't know enough about Core JJ to flame him. Let's go! I want to see Core JJ on Dignitas. Let's go!
Dignitas! Oh my god!
Get the fuck out of here, dog. I'm trying to see the meme team. I'm trying to see the meme team. Miss your R. 3-0. Miss your R 2 finals in a row. Play with Vlad. Let's get it, dog.
Oh, and Double has to play without Flash.
Oh my god, yeah, he has to take like fucking CV Ghost.
Oh.
Like they have to put Clairvoyance back in the game, and he has to take Clairvoyance and heal. Oh my god.
Boy. Alright, you want to move on to what surprised you this week?
Yeah, I do. I want to keep shitting on TL, but I do. What surprised you, my dear friend Anthony?
That FlyQuest is still doing well. I'm surprised FlyQuest is doing so well when they have seemingly middle of the pack players, but like what? How?
They beat the shit out of Clutch Gaming, dude.
Oh, Clutch is looking like they're gonna roll over, but Wild Turtle's looking pretty good. He almost fucking died trying to kill trying to kill Piglet on it. He landed his W, ulted behind him, and tried to nuke him, but he had Seraphs. So he got the shield off and barely survived. But who was it close?
Yeah, that is surprising. FlyQuest is good. I did just notice this. FlyQuest beat 100 Thieves despite 100 Thieves having 5 Drakes and FlyQuest having none.
Oh,
they still managed to pull that out.
FlyQuest lost 1 Drake in their match against Clutch Gaming.
I'm talking about 100 Thieves.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, was this the game where I'm just like, there's no way 100 Thieves can throw this, and then they do?
And then they threw the game. Despite Bang being on 80 carries.
I think the Aatrox pick is just super questionable, and then Viper Viper apparently can play a Riven. I didn't think anybody didn't know that, but apparently he can play a Riven, and when you let him play Riven...
I'm so furious he pulled this into the LCS.
I wasn't going to make anyone want to play Riven any more than they already do.
I know, but they should...
I'd be more worried about someone playing it jungle or mid.
Let me see a Yasuo jungle.
I want to die. No, don't even joke about that.
Let me see my boy Rush pull out the Yasuo jungle, dude. Yasuo, we're coming for you. Fuck your solo queue. Let's get this shit done. Yeah, that did surprise me as well, but I will not copy that. 100 Thieves going 0-2, not actually that surprising. My surprises this week were not necessarily in the form of like records, although no, they really weren't. I was surprised, I think, to see this Optic lineup go 0-2 again, but I was mostly surprised at some of the picks. Obviously, we've beaten the Yorick thing into death. But I was actually really surprised to see to see Arrow pick Callista.
Who's picking Callista right now? Why?
I know, that's why it was surprising. I really didn't anticipate it. Like, everything else on that team felt really, really standard, and like pretty reasonable. And then I saw Callista and I was like, oh boy, what the fuck? That was really surprising to me. I was also surprised to see Apollo bust out the fat Varus. Wasn't sure why he was doing that, but c'est la vie, I guess. I guess. I don't know. So like some of the AD carry picks, I think people were maybe overemphasizing the benefits of some of the changes, or really just sort of pushing or trying to experiment. But those two picks in particular, and the Yorick pick, were really surprising to me.
I'm like.
Oh, also a fucking Power of Evil 9-0-3 on Kassadin. What the fuck? That was wild. Whatever.
Yeah, Kassadin I think was a really good pick there. I think it was 100%. Perfect into that team.
It shit all over them. 151 Huni on Rumble. Get out of my face. Casa win.
Huni is
0-0-10. 0-0-10 Darshan? Darshan with the 10 assists, no death, no kick. Darshan? Insane, dude. 0-0-10. Biofrost, support top synergy. Very good. That's even better. 237 CS on Darshan, 73 on Tom Kench. That's like they're the same numbers in there, dog. Like X minus a 2. But like you get it.
But
that's synergy, dog. That's why they won that game.
I can't I want to go back to the Optic thing real quick. I can't tell if Optic like what their problem is. Like I feel like it's their team comps, but I really don't like Dokla.
Yeah, I was going to talk about this more when we got into Optic, but we can talk about it now. I don't really think it's their team comps, to be honest with you.
Do you have a topic about Optic? I don't.
What?
I don't have a topic about Optic, so we can just talk.
No. I meant when we talk about their games.
We're not going to go through each one individually this week.
Oh, okay, cool. We'll talk about it now. Okay. Dokla, the first week, very impressive, to be honest with you. Jesus, whoa, sorry. Whoa!
There's a light show going on.
We're back, boys. Okay, Optic. So I'm gonna read you these team comps, and frankly, they're not actually that shocking to me. Right? Like if you told me, here's the team comp: Sion in the top lane, your boy Olaf chilling in the jungle, Ari in mid lane, Ornn, Kai'Sa bottom. I'd be like, Ornn's the weirdest part about this, but in LCS, Ornn makes sense more than it does in solo queue. This sounds like an okay comp to me.
I still don't see why you ban Ornn, or why you pick Ornn support, especially because they banned 3 of them. And I also don't know why Cloud9 banned Kalista and Alistar into that.
Because I don't think they were prepared. It's probably a prep thing, right? Like, if they're not scrimming against Kalista, they probably don't want to take any chances, right? And I think that's actually a smart play.
You know what? Kalista Alistar might be stronger than Kalista Thresh.
I think it almost certainly is, but it also, I think, like, because it wasn't like a resoundingly strong performance against TSM, so. But the only bad part, or the only surprising part about the other against TSM, Sion in the top lane, Meteos on Olaf jungle, Crown with Zoe mid, Kalista AD, Thresh support. The only shocking thing there for me is Kalista. Like, these sound like really good comps, so I don't think their draft is the problem. I think this week and the last week, Dokla has been weaker. Maybe Dokla just has better synergy with your boy Dardoch. Maybe there's something missing with top and jungle synergy with Meteos. Crown has also been underperforming.
My thing is like, I know Dokla as much as I know Alorum. Like, To me,
Not
they,
very
like
well.
they don't seem like amazing players, and Dokla does not seem to be able to play into Urgot, who will still be around next week, even though he gets nerfed in 9.4. So the week after it'll change. But like he doesn't seem like he can win a matchup topside, and he's just losing to.
Well, he won the first
Urgot
week. He
every
won
time.
both matchups the first week.
On Scion into Urgot though.
He played Scion. I don't know if it was what it was into. Probably Urgot, because like the only 3 fucking top laners at this point are Scion, Urgot, and Aatrox. But
here's the other thing: why are you leaving up Urgot and not banning banning Thresh?
No idea.
Are they gonna first pick Thresh?
Probably not. Not for Smoothie. Probably not for Azazel.
Urgot was the most broken champion on this patch, and you leaving him up? Like, he's your first ban red side every time.
I agree.
Like,
I think you're spitting nothing but facts.
Like, unless you're gonna leave up Cassiopeia and be like, yeah, I think my Urgot's more valuable for us than Cassiopeia is for them. First off, that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie.
They left up Cass in the...
No, they banned... C9 banned Cass.
Well, I'm talking about the TSM game. Because in TSM, they didn't ban Urgot or Cassiopeia.
Well, I don't think they're... it's a different team, different value for Cassiopeia.
Well, you're right. But who on C9 has a crazy Cass?
I guess Nizzy can definitely play Cass.
He can definitely play Cass, but it's not like we're talking about Jensen here. Like, if it's Jensen, I'm like, yeah, you ban that Cassiopeia, dog. Like, you ban that. But Nizzy has... I mean, I haven't really seen Nizzy's Cass, but Nizzy has the Zoe. Right?
I think
Zoe.
C9 banned it so they don't get counterpicked top lane with it, because it does well into Urgot.
That's fair, but can Dokla play Cassiopeia? Like...
Okay, if you're an LCS pro,
I would be
cannot play Cassiopeia.
I would be surprised.
I don't have much sympathy for you. You should probably get fired.
Who?
Everyone. Anyone who can't play Cassiopeia in the LCS probably should get fired.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, because there's, like, I'm not talking about, like, not play Cass the way I can't play Cass. I'm talking about, like, can't play Cass like hard. Jensen.
It's not hard to play Cassiopeia into Urgot. It's really easy.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being able to play a champion and being great at a champion.
But, well, that's what... Why is he playing Scion, then?
Because, I don't know. That's, fair play.
Like, I don't fucking understand why you're picking Scion. Like,
to be honest,
he's trying to farm, and it's like, okay, so now you're trying to have a front-to-back team fight with 2 medium-range champions.
Yeah,
how is this gonna go? You're running a kind of divey chase comp, and I get it, Scion fits into that a little bit, but you're playing it into Urgot, who doesn't care if you run past him, because now he's on your back line.
Yeah. To be honest, though, I don't know how much taking Dokla out would do, because I don't really know about their backup.
Crown really underperformed this week, too. He went 0-2 and
he underperformed last week, too.
So I don't know. I don't know what's up with the Crown. I think he might have meshed better with Dardoch.
I think he might have.
And that was the first game play in the first week, by the way.
I know, maybe there was some, like, natural synergy there. Maybe there was just, like, the idea, like, the bot lane would get ahead on their own. Like, the bot lane was doing better, so then, like, Dardoch could spend more time other places, or Crown could take the pressure and do something with it. But, like, it seems like whatever's happening with this roster, they're just sort of hemorrhaging pressure.
I think what Optic need to do for next week is change this roster. They need to do something. Change the top lane, change the bot lane, like, coming into scrims this week.
I don't think Arrow was their problem, though.
I don't think Arrow was a benefit, though. I've never been impressed by Arrow, even when he won MVP. I was never that impressed by him. He was basically dragging his team along with him because his team was so bad.
All I'm saying is, if you have to choose between who did worse, like, Arrow wasn't helping the team, but he wasn't harming the team. Dokla went 3-6-2 and 0-3-4, right? Like, in those same games, we have a 2-1-2 Callista and a 2-2-4 Kaisa. These games were not Arrow's fault. So, like, if you're gonna... Because I think they should be trying to start small, because I think they really need to figure out that precise lineup that clicks. And I think if you change too many pieces at once, like, yeah, I know we're running out of weeks for them to be able to, like, really consider playoffs or whatever, but, like, if you start making huge moves, it becomes more difficult to ascertain what exactly was the problem, right? If you move your whole bot lane and your top lane and then you do better, you're like, well, would we be doing well with Arrow and Big, or would we be, like, what is it? So I think definitely Dokla, at least on the first day. Maybe take the bot lane out the second day, put Dokla back in, but I think that Dokla's definitely definitely underperforming.
Yeah, top lane would be my first look at this team because
I
top
do
lane's
think
probably the
Meteos is
most
performing like
interchangeable.
vaguely okay though.
Yeah, he's been doing fine. I don't, but like if you're meshing better with Dardoch, you're meshing better with Dardoch. I feel like
No,
them's
I
great.
agree.
Anything else we want to talk about before we get into next week?
Yeah. Golden Guardians, I think, deserve some lip service here. Really put the whooping on CLG. Like, pretty heavily.
How bad did they win that match? Oh, they surprised.
9-1, fucking 5 Drakes to none, 10 Towers to 1, fucking 12k gold lead. Like,
they surprised me with how well they played into TL. They actually look like they could hold their own against TL for a little while.
Which was surprising.
But then they fell off. Then they fell apart.
They did, which honestly though they did better than I anticipated.
They did better than I would anticipate a lot of teams to do into TL.
Yeah, and they really just actually embodied CLG. Like I think like this went from a team that is basically out of playoffs talk to I wouldn't actually be shocked if they make playoffs, right? Like I don't know that they will. I'm not comfortable going like 100 Lex they're in the playoffs, boys, right? Like but it's definitely like it looks feasible.
Right. Well, right now they're tied for 7th, so they're one spot out of playoffs. And to be honest, it's looking like 100 Thieves
and Optic are missing.
100 Thieves, Chronology Gaming, and Echo Fox are going to be fighting for the last spot.
Yeah.
And Golden Guardians are going to go up. TSM and Flag are probably shoo-ins at this point. So we'll see.
C9 and TL obviously looking pretty decent.
They're definitely those two are probably definitely on there. But I'm wondering if TL might start to nosedive after this, because if they lost to TSM, they can shake that off. If they lose a game next week, it's gonna start to like chip away at the armor.
No, that's true, but I don't even think you should feel bad about a TSM loss, right? Like even though TSM has been sort of underperforming this split, like it's TSM, dog, right? Like if you lose to TSM, you're like, yeah, all right. It's like if you lose to C9, you're like, okay, right? Like fine, like that happens. It's C9, it's TSM, it's TL.
If you lose to Golden Guardians when they're playing like garbage, you start questioning your life choices.
Your entire history of being a fan. Yeah, but so I think that it's a pretty easy shake off.
But like imagine they go 0-2 next week. They're gonna feel
that would genuinely shock me, because when I look at TL's roster, I don't see what I like. I feel like 3 to 4 out of 5 of them are not really like big tilters in my head, you know.
Well, the thing they're playing 100 Thieves and Echo Fox. Imagine losing to those two in the same week.
No, that would definitely be brutal, but I just don't really see it happening.
I don't, and I'll probably pick them for both those matchups, but I'm just this is how downward spirals start. This is how having a lot of big voices in a team like start to conflict, is when you're having these bad times. When you're going 7-1, everyone's just like, one loss doesn't matter. We can keep going. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. We're fine. That was one team. It's nothing. But when you keep doing what you're doing and then you lose to shit teams, you're just like, we gotta fix something. And then people start having arguments, and that's when a team can break down. And that's when these superstar teams can begin to break down. And it's like, where are we gonna go with this? We're falling apart. I feel like this is kind of what happened to TSM in 2016 spring, where they weren't performing well enough and they had a lot of big voices, and they're kind of like they couldn't figure out what the problems were with each other.
Yeah, I agree that that's definitely a possibility.
It's not likely.
No, I feel like
I just like spreading doom and gloom for TL.
I know you do, but I think that TL is perfectly capable of coming back from this. I think that their communication seems fine, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there doesn't seem much bad in their team structure.
Yeah, like they seem like they're well organized, well structured as an org. So,
I just want to know how much Jensen cost.
Yeah, I guess we should just give one last shout out to Mr. 500, and then if you have nothing else to talk about, like, I don't have much to say about Clutch. Demonte hasn't been as impressive as he was the first few weeks. He's like fine. Hooney's underperforming. Piglet not really coming in strong or convincing.
Yeah, that was gonna be the other thing that surprised me. DeMonte started like kind of tilting down a little bit. I'm just like, this isn't the same DeMonte we were playing at the beginning weeks, and I think it's because they're not picking to play around him. Like at the beginning, they gave him Macaulay, and I'm just like, yeah, it's probably a good idea. They beat TSM,
played around
but
it, they gave him Corky and LeBlanc.
Corky isn't really playing around him. That's waiting for sustained magic damage.
No, I know. I'm agreeing with you.
And LeBlanc, I guess that's kind of trying to give him the reins on LeBlanc, but who do they play into? What game was that?
The LeBlanc was into Fox, or Fly.
Likewise?
So it was into Zoe. So it's a 006 Zoe on Pope, into the 221 LeBlanc on DeMonte.
Yeah, I honestly, I still don't like Karthus jungle that much. I think Karthus mid is more viable, especially because Karthus jungle, if your team really wants to, they can just go invade. That's what I do. You got Karthus jungle, I'm taking your blue buff and you're not getting a blue buff. I think you gotta take those risks into Karthus, man.
You've got to, but then like even if you don't, like then in this game he like gets his first blue, and then like what's he do with it? It goes 2-3-3. Wow.
I think their other plan was to wait for Viper to be able to duel Hooney out, because you can just run circles around Scion on anybody almost.
And then, remember when Hooney was like insane on Immortals, and everyone was like, "Oh my fucking
Immortals
God.
died for this." What?
Yeah. R.I.P. dude. Send your fucking prayers. R.I.P. to fucking Adrian, dog. The fucking Janna meta, dude. Oh God, I'm so glad that fucking shit is gone.
Janna, Soraka, and
Janna, Soraka, Sona. Anything with a heal.
And yeah, anything any of the enchanters is just like, yep, just put it on this guy. Yep.
Anything that built that item, one button, win game. Reload. Get the fuck out of here, dude. That shit was so toxic.
Right. You want to move on to next week's picks?
Yep, I was just going to say 100 Thieves underperforming, but underperforming basically in the same way they have been. CLG looking pretty decent, and I think maybe that's really... Shout out Mr. 500.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Like, Rush doesn't seem like he's entirely on the same level with his team. Like, they don't seem to ever have a fully complete idea of the same plan.
Well, maybe, but
then he just seems to somehow eke out a win.
Well, he's quite good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He never really gets, he very rarely gets absolutely fucking eviscerated in his jungle matchup, right? Like, he's usually okay, even if he's behind. And I think he's got pretty good synergy with his bot lane. But the rest of the team, not as much, but...
Yeah, Echo Fox's strength is definitely in their bot lane. Apollo and Hako are really, really solid.
And Rush has really good synergy with Apollo. I think when Rush came over, he said he was best friends already with Apollo on the team, like he had known him the longest. And that they do it a bunch, and that they are doing a bunch, and I think they have really, really good synergy together.
Alright. So, let's go to the next picks.
Yes. Alright, Optic versus 100 Thieves. Hold on, let me pull up the fucking topics. Optic versus 100 Thieves. What do you got? Who you got?
I don't fucking know, man. This one's a toss-up. I can't... I don't know. I might just say... I want to say Optic, but I don't think Optic have it. I don't think they're going to be able to pull it out.
I think it's highly dependent upon what roster Optic runs.
That too. Optic needs to change roster, and if they keep the same roster, I'd go with 100 Thieves probably. Because I think 100 Thieves, if they pick an 80 carry for Bang...
I think that's true.
Play standard.
But I think they're going to change their roster.
Any team could probably see that. They probably need to change their roster.
Yeah, so I think, if they keep this roster, you're right, but I think they're changing rosters, at least partially, right? They have to.
They've got to change some. They either got to go back to Academy or they got to swap out top lane. I feel like those are their options right now.
So I feel like I'm gonna go Optic on this one.
I'm gonna go 100 Thieves. I'm gonna go with the better average.
Fair enough. That's fucking true though. Maybe I should go 100 Thieves. I'll come back to this one. I always do this on 100 Thieves games. Okay. TL vs Fox. Team Liquid.
Yep, Team Liquid. Do I have to give a reason for why I want to do that?
No, CGGGS.
I think
I think
Golden
it's
Guardians. Yeah, I think Golden Guardians look like they're more put together. Golden Guardians definitely look like they're going to have a more stable, like a more stable follow through. If you get what I'm saying, like they're on a better trajectory than Clutch Gaming was.
No, I agree with you. I completely understand what you're saying, and I think you're completely correct, which is why I picked them as well. Their top lane looks better. Their bot lane looks better. Everything about them looks better.
Honcho looks like he's kind of hard carrying Golden Guardians a little bit, at least in the early game. He's just trying to hard win his lane every time.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, next match is FlyQuest versus C9. I think this one's a lot more of a toss-up than most people would think.
Oh, I think you're very right, and I'm very nervous about it. I've got to go C9 because they're my team. And I don't think it's a guaranteed out, but I think this is going to be hard-fought and tough.
Wait, did they play last week? No, they played 2 weeks
No.
ago. No, they didn't. Wait, hang on. Wait, where's this? Where did they... Ugh. Okay, where did they play each other? Oh, is this the first time they're gonna play each other? No way.
Yes. I think this is the last rotation of newbies.
Yeah, this is the next week is the split. One is the one day is the end of the half the first half.
Yeah.
Oh, they played all the way back in wait, never mind. I'm going back a season. Oops.
Yeah, I don't think they've played yet.
Okay.
So I'm going to obviously give it to C9, but you can feel free to contradict me for the drama. Unless you think C9's going to win.
I don't have a lot of reasons to doubt why C9 would win, but at the same time, I think if FlyQuest can hold bot lane and mid lane, and then win top lane, I think they'll win. Just because I feel like FlyQuest have a they have a better like team identity over C9. Like,
what, Stylus isn't an identity?
Silas isn't an identity. That's the other thing is that C9 have shown that they're willing to play Silas, and I don't know if FlyQuest are.
That's fair.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to C9. I think C9 probably have more options to carry from.
TSM, CLG. Gonna go TSM for your boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go TSM again. I don't think CLG matches up like at all well against TSM.
Next day. Oh, I ended up going 100 Thieves, by the way, because I think Optic is just gonna get fucking bodied if they don't change, and I'm actually not trusting the org to not change at this point. I have no idea what they're doing, so
still looking at the TSM CLG thing. I don't think that CLG have many options going into TSM. I don't think they have better pools. I don't think they have better players, and I don't think they have a better coordination.
These are facts.
The only thing that they could possibly have going for them is Power of Evil being the Bjergsen kryptonite that he is.
These are facts, but
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Me neither.
I don't think that Power of Evil is going to be able to hard carry them. I don't think that Stixay and Biofrost are going to be able to beat Smoothie and Sven, and I'm pretty sure Smoothie and Acadian are going to be really good macro. But if TSM put in Grig next week, which I don't know if they're close to doing yet, but if they put in Grig next
close,
week,
but maybe not this week.
Be a little questioning. Because there was rumors that he was going to play this week. So, who knows? But I think they're going to stick with Acadian most probably. And I do definitely think TSM will beat them. Just because of all previous arguments.
In this case.
Yes.
GGS Fox. Fox. Mr. 500.
Mr. 500, it's Fox.
I mean, there's nothing else we can vote on. We're literally contractually obligated.
I am going to support Mr. 500 all the way to playoffs.
Me too. Optic CG. Now, they've played already, and Optic won. But that was the Academy roster.
That was the Academy roster. So if they're putting the Academy roster, I'd probably be willing to give it to them. But both these teams are on downward spirals at the moment, and
Both these teams look bad.
I'm just wondering, like,
Bad.
how do I pick this? They both look like they're garbage.
Oh, you know what you do is you flip a coin.
I flip a coin. I kind of want to abstain from picking this just because it's like, hey, who do you think's gonna be last place? And I don't know. Clutch Gaming is a volatile mess, and then Optic just seem like they don't know what to do.
So what are you picking? I put out Optic just because CG looks like garbage. If they pick around Demonte and CG, if they put in Academy, it's Optic. But like, I mean, it's so up in the air,
I
dog.
think Optic
Like, this is...
have better odds of winning, so I'd probably say Optic, because I don't think Clutch is gonna change a damn thing on their roster. But the problem is the roster has Hooney and Piglet, and Hooney and Piglet are very inconsistent, and I don't see that changing ever. This whole split has just reaffirmed that I think Piglet is a horrible choice for an AD carry. He's a good AD carry. Can't say he's not, but he's a very, very bad on a team, and I don't like. I can't ever say, yeah, let's get Piglet. That's a good idea. It's a good idea for a last place team. It's not a good idea for a playoff contender from last year. Like, Clutch Gaming went from qualifying for playoffs twice to, are they last place? Like, I don't know what to do. All right, next match. Cloud9 versus CLG.
Cloud9.
Yeah, Cloud9. So it's same reasons I think that TSM beat them. I just don't think CLG.
It's just like a stronger pool, a stronger team, a stronger synergy, stronger org. FlyQuest TSM. This is actually going to be a good fight. I have to give it to Fly just because Fly has been more consistent.
I think TSM have a lot higher of a ceiling than FlyQuest. And I think they match up really well lane to lane. Maybe not jungle. Who's the Santorin's the FlyQuest jungler? Oh god, I don't want to lose to TSM members again.
Let's go!
I don't like losing to TSM members.
So are you going TSM?
There's 3 TSM members on this team, isn't there?
Yeah.
FlyQuest has... Yeah, they have Wild Terror. Oh my god. Jesus, I'm going with TSM either way, aren't I?
You know what? That's fair. So I'm gonna write TSM technically in both our boxes. So no matter what, we're both voting for TSM.
No, yeah, I'm voting for TSM.
Man, I'm scared. I want to vote for TSM, but I also feel like Fly has just been a little more solid. But Fly also hasn't been like insanely solid.
Like, TSM looked like they were kind of disorganized in the Optic game, but I feel like that was their position in that game, where they had to respond to what Optic was doing a lot, and Optic wasn't making the right choices, so it made it look like TSM was making bad choices, too, a little bit.
It's not that I feel like TSM's making bad choices. I just feel like they've just been underperforming.
I've definitely been underperforming. I definitely should not have lost to a lot of the games they've lost.
Okay.
We're just going to keep mirroring each other's picks. We need more people.
Wow.
I need more people to disagree with.
But, like, look. It's not like this doesn't happen in the professional cast.
Oh no! Well, they had like 70%. Like
yeah, it's like it's almost like these are really close or easily pickable. Like TL 100 Thieves, it's Team Liquid.
It's Team Liquid. The 100 Thieves are garbage. The 100 Thieves are just going woo. I don't like they didn't put Bang on 80 carry once. Like, how do I fucking support these people? How do we get there? How do we do this? Oi. Just oi.
Yeah, I don't know, dog.
Okay. We got like 5 more minutes I want to fill. Need an idea.
No, I haven't got one. Tried, didn't work. So, yeah, I have no idea what to talk about. I didn't know we were going to need to vamp for 5 minutes.
Who knows? Let me just see if there's anything that's pressing on the subreddit about esports specifically. Oh, Kill and Morgana are coming in next match.
They are. Kind of excited for that. Kill looks good. Glad that Morgana's getting a speed boost on her R. It means I think now Morgana players will be able to use their R without also having to use their flash, which is really nice. I think that makes her a more viable ban pretty often. And Kale, I have no idea how strong she's going to be, but if she's busted, it would be cool to see Kale in a game for the first time in like 7 years.
We've seen her in a few games back when Feral Flare was a thing. I think there's a.
I know it was, but it's you know what I mean.
When Runeglaive was a thing. Oy.
Oh, there's a Lyra Ask Me Anything up.
I don't know why that's there, but okay.
I'm not gonna read that right now. But...
I think her ultimate. Did you see the meme where it looks like that Yu-Gi-Oh card? Kale, yeah. Kale's ultimate. It looks like that Yu-Gi-Oh card, Binding Light, or Swords of Binding Light or something.
Nope.
Oh my! It looks just like that, and I totally agree with everyone who's just like, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh card. But her new one looks a lot more interactive than her old one, which was basically, hey, you're immune for a little bit, and then you can...
Oh, it really does look exactly like that card, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
I like that you could combo Kale and Morgana R, and Kale's shield and Morgana shield to make an invulnerable, unstoppable champion. And I think...
Yeah. Are they... I think they're still invulnerable.
Yes, they are. The ultimate has the same invulnerability effect, but it also
it just has damage now.
Yeah, and it's definitely tuned differently.
I'm excited to see how she plays. But...
I really kind of want to try her out before I say she's definitely going to be in pro play, but teams will tend to grab the new champion a little bit, just like C9 has, and try to put them into pro play a little bit.
Well, Riot also has a history of reworking or releasing champions kind of strong to encourage people to play them, right? Like,
not even remotely true.
I know, but I like to pretend it is.
People like to pretend that Riot released broken champions, and I'm just like, just release champions. Sometimes they're broken, sometimes they're not. Have you ever?
Yeah, I kind of want Kill to be broken because I want to see her in pro play though.
Yeah, but because I think that ult's gonna be stupid, and they made the heal so that it heals you and somebody else now, and I want them to make it so that when I click heal on myself, it'll pick somebody around me like Nunu's did, like Nunu's old.
I mean, just think about like the meta champions right now, like because Kale could hypothetically go mid or top, right? Like, but if we look at our junglers or our possible top laners, we have a lot of champions who want to be in the melee range, like want to be in the fray. If you have a Scion and a Kale, then you can do things like it's like a nice way to have like something really beefy that's then even harder to kill that already wants to be up on top of you and you're taking AoE damage. That sounds like a really nice combination.
Yeah, Kale's looking to be an interesting contender. Morgana, they didn't change much besides the ultimate, I think. Did they do anything to the Black Shield? I haven't been able to like find a page with all the differences for Morgana on it.
I think they're literally not changing anything except her R.
Well,
from what I read, they didn't touch any of her kit. They just gave her a speed boost on her R.
Yeah, the speed boost is probably going to be pretty interesting when you combo it with Celerity. Not Celerity. Yeah. Whatever the one that gives you move speed towards an impaired enemy. That's probably going to be very good.
I'm reading the RiftHerald.com article now, and it literally just says Morgana's only update is her R. It's the same except the speed boost. So it looks like Morgana's just getting a visual update and a speed boost on her R. With Kale really getting the brunt of it, which makes sense to me.
That's what they said they were going to do from the start.
Yeah, and it would be surprising to me to so drastically rework two separate
They're changing the... I think I remember seeing that. They're changing the pool so that it'll do more damage the lower your health is, or past a certain point. So it'll have a bit of a nuke on it.
That's fun. I like that.
Apparently, the damage to waves is a nominal change. It doesn't matter that much, but the damage to champions is up a little bit.
Well, it should be exciting to see how that plays out, and I'm looking forward to it. But I think we are.
Caitlyn Morgana bot lane is going to be crazy.
Bye. Fuck that.
Thank you for watching the Legendary League of Legends podcast. You can catch us live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on twitch.tv Eastern Standards on twitch.tv/Nizzy2K11. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Have a great night.